Hey y'all, it's Gemini Jazz with House of Chiron, and I'm just here for the good news, honey. So, we are back with another episode of Galactic Gossip. And this week is going to be a week of new beginnings and just going to be kind of exciting, in my opinion. So, I'm going to first start off with tomorrow we have a new moon in Sagittarius. And Um, this is going to be the initiation of the new beginnings, right? So this is kind of like a reset to all of the things that we have been working on in the background. So Scorpio season just passed. We had Mercury retrograde in the sign of Scorpio. So what this did, this brought up all the things that we needed to fix, work on, review, revise. All the things that we thought were dead were brought back to life from the grave, which is our subconscious. So with Scorpio season had done that for us. We are now out of the Mercury retrograde. We're still in the shadow phase until December 7th, but we're out of the Mercury retrograde. And what this has done for us was it brought all these things to the light that we need to work on and redo. So during this time, we were making plans, we were making these adjustments, and we were working on things that needed to be revamped. So that way, now that we're in Sag season, we can actually take stock of that and move forward and make the initiative to make the change. So with that, this new moon is actually helping us with that, because a new moon is time to set intentions for all the newness that you want. But with that, Scorpio season brought all these things that needed to die and die for good. So that way we can now release those things in order to accept the newness that's coming in with us pushing forward in Sag season, because Capricorn season is right around the corner, and Capricorn season is taking us into uncharted territory, which is 2020, right? So we have to get in this state of allowing things that are dead to go and just stay dead and be released. Start working on the new things, because 2020 is around the corner and it's not going to look nothing like anything we've ever seen before. So with that, with this new moon, it's making a quincunx to, we have two different aspects that's making a quincunx to. So first is making a quincunx to Uranus and Taurus, right? And that's making an in conjunction to Uranus and Taurus. That is also, Uranus and Taurus is making an opposition to Mars and Scorpio. What does this mean? It means a lot. So with the opposition, Mars and Scorpio making this opposition to Uranus and Taurus, it is giving us the action, the initiative, the power, and the passion to take the things that we have value in, the things that we find valuable, our desires, our deepest desires, because it's Scorpio, Mars and Scorpio, our deepest desires. And Taurus is of values, possessions, partnerships, those things that we value within those realms, how we make our money, our businesses. And it's taking us to a place where we can see what we value, and we can put the action behind bringing those things into reality. We can put in the action to manifesting and working on these things, right? Because like I said, these areas have been in review all Scorpio season. And now we have Mars in Scorpio giving us that deep passion to push forward and go get what we want, right? What we value, what we desire. So that's what the opposition is doing. And it can bring up some confrontation. It can bring up some irritation, a little anxiety, possibly a little aggression. And that is because it's Uranus, and Uranus brings unconvention. It brings things that are just unpredictable. So it could be bringing unpredictable issues and situations to light that's forcing us to make rapid change. It's forcing us to say, okay, this needs to happen in order for this to, this got to go kind of thing, or I need to switch direction and go this way instead of that way kind of thing. So with that, the new moon is making it in conjunction. So now the in conjunction that is happening in conjunction, we're not going to get into all the particulars of what an in conjunction is. We're not going to do all that, but just know that it's making an aspect, which is an in conjunction. In conjunctions help you to integrate the things into your physical life, right? So things that you know and feel become your reality. So that's what an in conjunction really does for us. So we are taking the things that we have learned and we are internalizing them, and at the same time manifesting them into reality. So it's kind of like that shift from knowledge to wisdom. Knowledge is the knowing, wisdom is the know-how. It's the action behind what you know. So that's what an in conjunction is. So the moon is all about our emotions, right? And so with the new moon, it's the moon and the sun in a conjunction. That's what a new moon is. They're side by side in the same degree. It's going to be in about 3 or 4 degrees, this new moon. So with the sun being your personality, who you are, your expression, the moon being your emotions, how you feel about those expressions, right? How you feel about things. And it's making this in conjunction to your values. Now you're starting to have this understanding as to why you feel these things, why you value these things. How are you going to bring these things into your everyday life? How are you going to apply the wisdom to create these things over and over, right? Make this happen for you. So this could also bring a little friction, because anything that requires growth and change always comes with a little friction. So that's at the beginning of the week. And just because things may require friction doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be something unfavorable. It's going to be like drama or anything. Friction can come in different forms. That's all I can say. Let's see, what else do we have? Yes, Uranus in Taurus opposition with Mars and Scorpio still creating a little disruption in our life that is forcing us to create those changes. I just discussed that. But it's also helping us to embrace this newness that's coming, because it's Sag season and we have this new one in Sag. Think of it as a way of breaking free from these old paradigms that we've been stuck in. Think of it like that, like the caged bird is now escaping kind of, vibe. So midweek Wednesday, Neptune is stationing direct, right? Neptune has been in retrograde, and now it is literally coming to a stop, and it's a very slow moving planet as is, and it's coming to a stop, and it's going to be stationing to go direct. Now, Neptune in retrograde has been helping us to strengthen our intuition, our inner knowing, and as well as our sensitivities and our awareness. So Neptune in retrograde, that's what it does for us. And so now that it's going direct, we are now able to, instead of it being like a state of just sitting so we can have the strength, build the strength and build the power and the know-how behind it, we are now, with it going direct, we're now able to utilize what we have gained in that. It's kind of like, how can I put this in an analogy for y'all? Think of working out, right? So you can gain muscle because you have some type of gladiator type of event coming up. I don't know. You're going to be doing think of working out for like the Olympics, right? So you laying back, you chilling, working out, staying out the way, gaining your strength, gaining your muscle. When the Olympics hit, now you have everything you need, the know-how, you have the strength, you have the experience that you need to actually go do your part in your Olympics, right? So that's exactly what Neptune in retrograde has been doing for us. It's been giving us the psychic strength, the intuitive abilities that we need to just have that inner knowing, because we're going to need to have that discernment moving forward. So that also helps us with the other aspects that I just previously talked about with having the in conjunctions, applying the wisdom and, applying the knowing into wisdom. So that also plays a part. Not a coincidence that it's all going direct and all this energy is happening around the same time. Let's see. Yeah, so we have a stronger sense of knowing because of that. And Venus has moved into Capricorn, coming from Sagittarius. It just seemed like it just went into Sagittarius the other day. Like, I swear Venus just moved into Sag, but it's mine. Anyway, Venus is in Capricorn now. So Venus in Sagittarius is very passionate, very, what's the word? Give me the words. So it expands your love language, because Venus is your love language. So it's like digging deep to understand your love language, the higher knowledge of your love language, right? But now Venus is in Capricorn. So it is helping you to express your love language on a more practical approach, right? Making the pursuit of your values, your possessions, your relationships, making it more practical so things can be more tangible, right? So instead of having this very Sagittarian way of, higher mind and philosophies of your values and your love language, now it's more like, okay, let's be practical about this. So how am I going to express my love? How am I going to obtain these possessions? And how am I going to do this within my business? Because remember, Venus governs partnerships, possessions, business, all these things, right? So now everything is more on a more practical approach, and it's allowing us and forcing us to take responsibility as well as structure the things regarding our love language and our Venusian aspects, right? So what else do I have here? Yes, we have Venus is making a trine to Uranus and Taurus later on this week. So Venus, love language, it's in Capricorn. So think of practical approaches to our love language. Making a trine to Uranus and Taurus. So this is really good because not only is it helping us with our values and, kind of grounding us in this energy, but it's also helping us to make the changes at the same time, because trines can be favorable, right? It's kind of like easy work, right? You don't really have to put any work behind it. It's just kind of like, since you've been doing this already, or since this is kind of happening in the background, this is the manifestation of it. But this is helping us to make those changes to how we make our money. Even as crazy as your appearance, you can actually go get you a makeover now. Helping us make those changes that are necessary within our relationship, because remember, this is a practical approach to your love language. Love languages are money, words of affirmation, all these things, right? Whether you give gifts, your possessions, it's the sensory things, touch, taste, smell, sight, hear, whatever, all those things. Also, Mercury will be trining Neptune. This is really good because this is like a very light-hearted energy. It's all about the imagination. Mercury is the planet of communication and how we think, our thought process, and it's making a trine to Neptune. So this is a favorable aspect, and it stimulates creativity. But since we have all this grounded energy right now with Venus being in Capricorn, we are able to manifest and put the work behind the creativity, the things that we imagine, our creative pursuits. This is going to give us great mental energy for the things that we imagine, the things that we come up with. This is a really good energy for creating what you want, right? So you can sit and you can imagine something, and not only will you imagine it and come up with the idea, but you will also come up with the know-how, because we have this grounding energy that's happening for us right now. So basically turn your dreams into reality. I should have just said that and left it at that. Anyway, that's what I have for this week. So I hope this has been helpful. And if you need a reading, if you would like to know how all of this energy may be working for you this week, you know where to find me. My link is in the bio. House of Chiron TX.com is the website. Follow me, all that good stuff. Y'all know what to do. I don't have to tell y'all what to do. Y'all know what to do. Thank you for watching. I hope y'all have a wonderful week, because I know I will.